He that can't endure the bad will not live to see the good. Neither failure is fatal nor success is final, but both move parallel in our life. Those who cry foul over setbacks cannot cherish good times. Bad times are there for a reason. It makes you stronger and enables you to prevail in unfavorable situations. Reward is for those who remain steadfast during their testing times. A short-tempered and haughty person can never see good times because of his stubborn attitude. Some people get overjubilant when they become successful. They ignore and look down on their friends. Such people are selfish fellows who need your company just to pass time. Avoid them to the possible extent. Nevertheless, both endurance and failure are interconnected. When you create enough endurance inside you to face any consequences, that's the time when you reach your destiny. Bad times create tough people who always overcome the circumstances. Know that when bad times are over, then there is time for the worst period of your life. You will even think of quitting and doubting your abilities, but know that you can do it. And if you give up, you will never be able to see a silver lining in your life. Do not be wise in words, be wise in deeds. Some people are men of words and not action. As a result, they always claim big things and make plans and lack the action part. The real wisdom is in doing the work first and then let your success make some noise. Instead of advising others and giving them lectures, you should first act upon it yourself. As a leader, one does it first himself, and then shows you the way. People who just talk wise and do not take actions hardly make any difference in the society. They lack influence and people do not pay any heed to their sermons. There is already enough mentoring and motivation. Now is the time to take action and lead a pleasant life. You know life is quite short and you need to be wise and brave to wage through it. Merely talking good won't be enough unless you execute what you say. You don't need to pretend like you are the fountain of knowledge. But if you practically demonstrate wisdom in your actions, then people will look forward to you for guidance and mentoring. Man of deeds, not words, prevail in tough situations. Those of you who lack action in their struggle will end up with nothing. If you want to achieve prominence in your life, then you need to act now. A bird that you set free may be caught again, but a word that escapes your lips will not return. If a bird is released from the cage, then after a brief period of time it may be caught again and caged. But it's not the same in case of our words. Whatever you say from your mouth, it cannot be undone. There is a famous saying, think before you speak. Because if you speak without thinking, then you may regret your words. Sometimes we utter complete nonsense in wrath and then later on realize our mistake, but till then it's too late. As the arrow is once shooted, it cannot be pulled back. Same is the case here. Whatever you speak cannot be put back into your mouth. Thus exercise control when you deal with others. Always measure your words before saying it to others. If you do that, you will deal with people in an eloquent manner. Hurting someone does not always include physical violence, but you can hurt others emotionally too. Your harsh words and tirade put your near ones in shock and make them sad. You may then apologize and sort out issues, but what's lost is lost forever. You may lose your respect in front of others with your not-so-cool words. You need to keep in mind that you cannot solve all the problems of others. and what least you can do is to make them feel comfortable with your company. Do not make them sad with your words, as everyone you meet is fighting an untold battle inside him. Do not add fuel to the fire and make things right through your words while dealing with others. Not to have felt pain is not to have been human. Problems and difficulties come up in every human's life, and anyone who claims an exception to it is a superhuman. We all get upset over setbacks and feel pain when we lose our near and dear ones. However, we can turn pain into anger and then anger into our victory against all the odds. Even the most successful people which you see around you have endured the pain in their lives, and they coped with it very boldly. It is said tough situations do not last forever, but tough people do. When you bear some pain, it will bring the best out of you and make you even stronger, as there is no gain without some pain. Life is not too long, and resolve to deal with the problems in the utmost positive way. You must keep in mind that there are certain outcomes which are not under our control. Instead of beating your head, you need to accept the reality as it is. Just let go of things where you cannot do anything. Your life will be less chaotic and more pleasant. But it's just a paradox if someone claims to have no problems in life at all. We all have our problems and deal with them in our own way. Remember, we are all perfectly imperfect, and that's perfectly all right. What you don't see with your eyes, don't invent with your mouth. This particular Jewish quote sheds light on the importance of testimony. Do not pay lip service unless you verify things with your senses. How can you give your opinion on the incident which you are unaware of? If someone comes to you and complains against any of your friends, do not believe it unless you see it yourself with your eyes and hear with your ears. There are manipulators who try to exploit your relationships with misinformation and propaganda. In the present world, misinformation is one of the biggest problems. Every state tries to encounter it through proactive strategic planning. As Yuval Noah Harari rightly says in his book, in this era of misinformation and disinformation, clarity is power. Thus, do not make any conclusion unless you know all ins and outs of a particular thing. This will help you in overall your decision-making process. People who jump into pools without prior information often get drowned. You cannot give any false testimony without having seen it with your eyes. Otherwise, your one action can bring disaster and put things in disarray. Thus, always remain honest and upright while dealing with others. Truth is good while lying is evil, and refrain yourself from embracing evil. As he thinks in his heart, so he is. Man is a complex creature and is in need of content and happiness. Happiness is also something which is not absolute. Everybody perceives it differently and utilizes the different methods to attain it. Men spend major portion is searching out how a good man ought to be instead of being one. Abraham Lincoln summed it up quite eloquently: when I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Your brain is just like a machine. If you are able to control and tame it properly, you will possess the virtues of resilience, strength, and moderation. If you think good, automatically you will do good, and it will bring positive energy to you. But if you indulge yourself in negativity, it will induce evil in your thoughts and you may become one. The outcome of any events depends upon our reaction. In other words, how your brain processes and reacts to it is of vital importance. Just like our body needs food, the brain also needs food for its nourishment. It must be fed with knowledge, wisdom, truth, and justice to overcome the happening and the events outside it. If you know the art to remain positive amidst all chaos, no one can beat you in wits. Just think good and you will be a good being. Lose with truth and right rather than gain with falsehood and wrong. Honesty is always the best policy. Even if you are losing, never compromise on your principles. What to do with such winning which comes through cheating and lying and not the truth? Even if you lose with truth, it's all right, at least you know somewhere deep inside you that you have done the right thing. And listen to what's right. Some people use unfair means to win and never get internal content and satisfaction, because their own conscience won't let them rest. It will make them feel regretful of their evil doing. Thus, regardless of the results, you need to follow the path which is right and which keeps your heart at peace. Usually people who prefer shortcuts in life take the unfair way to accomplish what they desire. Instead of following the due path, they seek short way to gain their goals. This accomplishment won't last long, which is achieved through cheating and manipulation. If you want people to respect you and admire you, then you need to be upright and fair in your dealings. Backdoor channels won't take you ahead and ultimately makes you desperate. If you want your life to be pleasant, remain honest even if it gives you setbacks. At least you will have peace of mind, and that's what matters the most at the end of the day.